What a corny song that is. That's Beck. Que onda Güero. That's the name of it. From the Güero album. Actually, one of the first albums that I bought in a while. Before that, it was not... There was nothing I was really interested in for quite a while. Like a few years, and then I was just like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'll buy it. It had a nice packaging, too. Anyway, welcome back to the stream. I mentioned on my Twitter that I met someone recently named Charles. Like Charles, but singular. And I'm just utterly confused by this name. And apparently there have been other people named Charles. But yeah, Charles, I didn't question it. It was not someone that I knew well enough to question, so I just left it. And now I'm really regretting that decision. But yeah, his name was Charles. So, that's a good one. That's a good one. What other names could you just like bastardize and just make a new name out of? I wonder. Thomas? Toma. Well, that makes sense, actually. I'm sure there's plenty of others. Anyway, I'm going to switch to 3D Game Heroes. If I disappear, if the stream goes down, that means that my computer crashed. Sometimes that happens when I load my AverMedia capture card. So just, if I disappear, don't picnic or panic, and I will be back. But let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm going to be quiet now and let this message catch up to you before I switch. Apparently Charles is French. I don't think they were French. I think that someone just like was a hipster and named their kid Charles. Seriously. Oh, we got it. Okay, cool. That's good. Like, I need a unique name for my son. I'm gonna name him Charles. What about Charles? No, just Charles. Chuck? No. Charles. Charles is not French. Okay. As usual, the chat is, of course, a conglomerate of accurate and impressive information at all times. What if... is there the name Vince... Because I'm Vincent. That's like my actual full name, Vincent. So is there a Vincent? Charles is pronounced Charles in French. It's still spelled Charles, though. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how true it is, because, chat. But, anyway, yeah, so it's just, I was just wondering if that was a real name. And now I know. Apparently, there is some validity to it. So here we go. 3D Game Heroes. We continue. Don't be silly. You crazy. Ah. Vince? Yes, Vince is a real thing. That's like a real shortened name. Vince Vaughn. But then Vincent, without a T. Let's see. So we have some characters that I've done before. We did Link, we did Vine Shroom, we didn't do Mario. Let's do Mario this time, why not? Just for the sake of variety. Get a copyright strike because I'm using fucking Mario. Charles is actually pronounced Jif. Thank you, Serge. So yeah, I got this broken-ass sword last time I played this, and it's kind of amazing. Let me lower the volume a little bit. So I did... I sadly missed the fire sword, or the flame shield rather, which I think is up there. It's a shame you can't warp to dungeons. I don't think I'm gonna get that today though. I have the shitty shield. Yeah, my shield is not so great. You know what, just for the sake of saving time, I'm going to continue forward without the fire shield, without the flame shield. Someone in chat just said, I pronounce Vinesauce as trash around people who don't know about it, LOL. You so edgy, you mad, you crazy, you break all the rules. You should join a gang. Strong wind coming from the wall, use your shield. Oh wait, I might have to get another shield if my shield doesn't work for this. Oh yeah, no it does, just somewhat poorly. Another night passes. Another Vinny turns further into Tommy. Ah, god damn it. I got distracted. I'm well on my way. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! Oh, this dungeon kind of sucks, huh? I had a few people telling me that I would hate this dungeon, so I'm starting to see what you're talking about now. Luckily, I have probably the best sword in the game. Or one of, and it's upgraded pretty nicely. But that doesn't necessarily make this game that much easier. That should light the room up. Come on. Don't jape me like that. Don't bullshit me. Come on. Come on. Call it a gut feeling. My gut feeling sucks. So there's oh, yeah, they do a lot of damage, Jim. That's right, Mitch. They do like 6 hearts of damage, I mean apples. So we now have vampires. Fucking not even Mario can overcome the vampires. What is that? That's stupid. Or good, actually, quite good. Oh no, not these. It's like, here, we now have to force you to change your sub-weapon. Are you having fun yet? I love this game a lot. I think this is really, really, really awesome. Ugh. But I hate enemies that you can't kill with your sword. You have to use the reflecting bullshit. That just, to me, that just slows down things too much. Oh, that's another thing I didn't do. I didn't get, potions. Oh, yeah. Didn't we see one of these rooms? GPM, that's filthy, young man. I don't want to hear anything like that from you again. Bump, 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 bump. Yep, so that ability just slows things down a little bit. But then, it doesn't exactly make things a whole lot easier. Alright. Considering I have no idea where I'm going yet. Kinda just gonna make attempts to do this without using the map at first. I figure I'll eventually bump into a room I need to be in. So, you know, if I could just keep this sword the entire time, there would be so many, like, less problems. This sword is longer almost than the beams it shoots. Like, I didn't even really need to upgrade the sword with beams. Okay, actually now I'm gonna use the map. This could be where I use the key. There you go. The sword doesn't necessarily cheap out these fuckers. Yeah, you still have to deal with this bullshit. And this is a fasten. Not worth it, man. Not worth it. Not for one bomb. Giant warded cock. Do you, like, why don't you just write a book, dude? You have so much amazing shit that you say all the time, but it's just wasted. Like, I only see some of it, and I think that you could be, hang on, I have to get, a little thing to prop myself up on so I can read the chat and play comfortably at the same time. Giant warded cock, you really should write a book, because your verbosity when it comes to like disgusting things, including and not limited to, say, anal and cock palpitations, it's just stunning. You really need to get yourself a book deal. You could do this. I believe in you. I will back you. Also, you and Regality should hook up. I think you two are the same person, but if you're not, then you guys should definitely link up and have some sex or something. Or write a book together. But, despite that, I thank you for your contributions to chat. You are never one to shy away from giving me a good chuckle. He said he can't read. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, there goes that. Wrong button. I'm gonna get a publisher for this dude. And then the publisher is gonna be like, how'd you discover this author? He's amazing. Well, he was in my chat room, and I noticed he was writing some very bizarre things. Oh, that's an interesting way to discover someone. Yeah, his name in my chat room was Giant Warded Cock. Oh, so it turns out we don't have anything. We don't have any kinds of book deals, our schedule is very full. You need to, you know, maybe try back in a year. Our main editor, Charles, yeah, he's on vacation at the moment, so you probably want to try back another time. Thanks, though. Yeah, we don't make books anymore, but your interest is greatly appreciated. You know, it's like when you get rejected for an offer and then the people in charge start talking to you like a child. Like they would a child. Oh, that's very good. That's a good script that you wrote, Tommy. It's the best script. No, it's a very good. Yo, did you make a poopy today? I'll make a best poopy. Great job. Why is Charles a problem but Marl isn't? You know what? I don't think Charles is necessarily a problem. It's just very unique. I'm learning about new things all the time. And I didn't know about Charles up until a few days ago. So for me, it's just, yeah, I think it's cool, man. You can be whatever your name you want be. Follow them dreams. It's not as infuriating as the name Caleb. Now that's gonna lose me some support. That's gonna get some people out of this chat. I see someone in chat. Charles is a big problem. Well, I didn't say it. I'm okay with it. Someone in chat is named I Don't Know Caleb, which is a very appropriate name for this situation. Oh, fuck. Cluster Truck had so little chat interaction. You know, in the sense that I couldn't read what the fuck you guys were saying because it was just number spam and crazy intense action. Now I'm reading the chat and I'm falling down pits and taking damage that I don't need to be taking. That's certainly one way to take care of the knights, if you need an easy fix. What's wrong with my name, Vinny? I think it's a great name, Caleb. Now, if you want the real answer, send me an email. My joke used to be that I never met a Caleb I liked. Unfortunately, that's not true. I actually did meet a really good Caleb. I just don't understand the name, so I never understood it because I've never heard it in the East Coast. So therefore, I never met a Caleb. But when I finally did meet a Caleb, he was absolutely incredibly nice, and he ruined the stereotype that all Calebs are garbage. Considering I had never met one. You understand now, I hope. Does that make sense? Have I ever streamed a Pikmin game? Yeah, I've streamed the Wii U Pikmin game. And bits of Pikmin 2, but I never did all of it. Pikmin 2 is badass. I love the challenges in Pikmin 2. Me and Mike really enjoyed that one. People are still calling me Mark. Is Vinny married? No. No. I hesitate to talk about personal stuff too much, but I will tell you this. I'm gonna reveal a secret. It's shocking. Right? It's absolutely shocking, and it's gonna blow people's tits. So just prepare for it, all right? Here we go. Now I've talked about semi-personal things. Of course, I like to open up, but there's things I don't like to talk about on stream. Mark. But are you ready? Here's the secret. Here's the big news that many of you did not know about me. I don't want to get married. Now, I know that pretty much makes me Satan and Hitler's love child. And the Catholic Church would fucking disown me in a second, which is a shame because my whole life I've desperately sought their approval. But no, I actually don't want to get married. Of course, everyone like will, when you say that to people, especially people that, you know, grew up in a very, like, I'm from a very Catholic, very Christian part of the country, of the world, New York City in particular. Well, it's not necessarily New York City, but where I'm from, the part of New York I'm from, Staten Island, very Catholic, very traditional, very old school, very Italian, very Irish, very Christian values. But you tell people that you don't want to get married, and instantly the first answer is almost always, you'll change your mind when you get older. Oh, you'll change your mind. I'll give it another few years, you'll change your mind. All right. I mean, you can keep waiting for that. But it's not even like necessarily family, it's just everyone. Would I marry pizza? That's about the only way I could get married, I think. But it's gotta be the best fucking pizza I've ever had in my life. Oh, and for the record, I don't want to come across like some kind of like smeglord here. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily. Well, there's a few things wrong with the actual, you know, half of your things kind of part of marriage, but that's just my opinion. I'm okay with people getting married. I would never be salty or like, oh, you got married? Will you sell out? I don't care. It's just, I don't know if it's for me. So that's my answer to your question. Would I marry Twitch chat? Oh god, they get half of all of my earnings. I'm signing a prenup. That's all there is to it. Prenup is necessary, mandatory. Would you come to my wedding if I invited you? No. I'll tell you why I say no. Because Tommy Wiseau did an AMA one time and someone invited him to their wedding. And he said that he would go. He never went. I just don't want to disappoint people, you know? Now, if you want my band to play at your wedding, and it's within the tri-state area, you know, that's also a no. But I thought it would be a nice thought to entertain for a split second. These fuckers don't flinch when you hit them. So yeah, I died here before, and of course, it was mandatory so I could get a goddamn key. Ooh, I like this guy. There's so much. I want your band to play at my funeral. I would probably do that, and not just because it's funny. Because it would be artistically challenging. Oh, that should be a thing, funeral bands. Is that a thing? Has anyone ever been exposed to such a thing? I've never heard of it, but I like it. Alright, now, do I get to choose the set list? Because if I can choose my own set list, then we have a deal, my friend. Now, first you just have to, I don't know, get killed a little bit, and then we can make this happen. But, yeah, there's a few songs I have in mind, a few covers, but in particular, I'm thinking Vomit in the Ball Pit would be one of the originals that you'd probably want. Probably Roid Rage would be good. Scoot the Burbs we could play if you want. You know, upbeat, up-tempo. Stuff that, really gets people moving and happy. Trolls and Goblins. Vampire car. Flying vampire car. Damn it. Oh, I have a few updates. Apparently, there's some new information on the Tommy Wiseau front. Not that it's all that new, but like I said, I have to tell you, it's important. It's important for me, at least. The first piece of news is that when asked about the vampire car, the flying vampire car that he wanted at the end of the room, Tommy Wiseau says that it's an exaggeration and that it was a cut. He says first that it was bullshit, and then he says it was deleted and that it was cut from the film. So I still don't have a proper answer about that. So never mind, that's not really news. And then the second thing is, there's a documentary called A Room Full of Spoons. And I don't know much about this documentary, but from what I understand, they found out how old he is, where he's from, and they found his family. So all the mystery of the Wiseau is dispelled in this documentary, and it was set to appear at a number of film festivals. And Tommy Wiseau basically sued the filmmakers, and I think even the festivals, so that they wouldn't show this. And he also revised the movie. They did like 35 changes to the movie or some ridiculous number like that to make Tommy happy, and he still wasn't happy, and he still wanted to block the movie from coming out. However, I've also heard a rumor that the documentarians were disrespectful, because they went to like one of his family members' graves or something. So, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but... and I don't know if the documentary is available anywhere, but there is, you can check out the drama, which I don't think is healthy for you, so don't do it. But if you, you know, if you really want to know what the hell's going on, there is apparently some kind of controversy about it, and people are calling Tommy a dick about it. And yeah, he sued them. So, crazy shit. But yeah, the mysteries of Tommy's ancestry and age might finally be revealed, like, really soon. So, that's exciting. You can tell from the tone of my voice how excited I am. As much as I have this morbid interest in getting to know him, because he is such a fascinating figure that is just lacking so much self-awareness, and he's just fascinating to me, really. Part of what makes him interesting is the mystery. You know, part of why I like this outrageous figure is because I don't know very much about him. And also, I am also very firm believer in respecting people's privacy, which is, you know, especially these days, it's a fucked up thing. Privacy is hard to find for a lot of people, and I think if Tommy wants to be private, if he wants to keep, I mean, certain details seem a little bit like far-fetched to keep private. Like, okay, dude, what's your accent? I am an American, you crazy! Yeah, that sounds American. How old are you? I am 21, and you look like you're 58. So, I mean, these are not exactly... like, these details... you know, even for privacy, it's like, well, you know, most people won't mind divulging some of this information. It's somewhat... a little bit innocuous. But it's also, you know, it is his right. If the dude doesn't want certain information out there, I believe he has the right to keep it private. I mean, that's not gonna stop people from finding it, but, I don't know about suing film festivals. I mean, how much detail does this film go into? From what I understand, this was what the filmmaker said, that this information was delved into very, very respectfully, and Tommy was treated with reverence in the film. So, I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. I'm not really sure how to feel about it. On one hand, I want to see it, and on another hand, I do respect the dude's desire for his privacy. So yeah, it's all kinds of fucked up and weird. So there's your Tommy news. Oh, chimpanzee that! Tommy news! I would have never seen that. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. My last name is Vinesauce. Oh, I have a new ring. on the same token about respecting privacy, that's kind of my choice to keep that private. I mean, I wouldn't have a cow, man, if it wasn't, but I'd prefer to keep it as private as possible. It's Lange, I swear. Also, if you need my social security number, I can provide that to you if needed. I don't think it's maybe kind of lost on some people how incredibly intrusive some people can be. And remember, we're not talking about like someone who got attention when they were like 16 and just lived with it their whole life. You know, I only really got any like real attention in life or on the internet in the past 3 years. So I'm a bit of an introvert, and I like my privacy. And I do like to have some level of distance between myself, even though it's not very much. I do like to have some level of distance between myself and, you know, my private life. I'm very open about a lot of things, like me being open about this. I think most people would just shut the fuck up and not even talk about it. I don't mind, you know, leveling with you guys and kind of letting you know how I feel about it. But, you know, you also know how old I am. You also know I'm Italian and I'm from New York. You know, there's not like, I'm not saying like, hello everybody, it's me, Tommy the American. Is Tommy your real name? Yes, of course, it's crazy, this outrageous accent that makes my name as a Tommy. So, you know, I mean, you do get a pretty decent chunk of who I am, either from the stream or even from the music. But there are still things I'd prefer to keep to myself, which I think most people have been really chill about and respectful about. Like 99% has been very good. And even as much of a nobody as I am, I like being a nobody. I do. I don't think I would want to be too much more of a somebody than I am now. If Redvox, let's say Redvox ever became a thing, which isn't exactly a goal, you know, not necessarily to be like a massive thing, mate. I just like that people like the music, but if Redvox ever became a thing, for me, the Redvox name, you know, could be the thing. Like, there's many people who, I gotta give it to Damon. Oh, I just said it. I was gonna say there's a lot of people that don't know who the Gorillaz are. The band Gorillaz. There's actually no "the" before the name. But yeah, it's Damon from Blur. But most people are just like, whatever. I just like the band. I just like the music. Some people don't know that Radiohead is led by Tom York, you know? Also, Gorillaz have posted recently. They got a new album coming out soon. They're teasing it. They're playing with my emotions. I want it now. Disappearing behind your music is a hard thing to do. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's the ideal. I think Pink Floyd managed to do that really well, or in the early days of their existence, but then later on, not so much. Not that that would ever happen, but that would be pretty cool. Friggin' the Pixies is another example of, like, I think when they first got famous, not too many people knew who the fuck they were or what they looked like. It was like kind of just Oh, it's the Pixies. They're the Pixies. There are people in this band? That's crazy. And then Frank Black, which isn't even his real name. He called himself Black Francis. You know, the singer of the Pixies. It turns out his name is Charles. Go figure. His name is Charles. But he called himself Black Francis, and then his solo career he called himself Frank Black. So... kind of all loops back to Charles. It's a causality loop, everyone. Clearly you understand. Everything's in its right place. Go, got a nice key. Making some progress in this shitty dungeon. Tedious, I would say. I start to understand now. I'm even talking like Tommy, what the fuck? Oh, this audiobook is ruining my life. I'm starting to understand why people were telling me this dungeon sucked. It's not that bad. I mean, I'm still kind of having fun. But yeah, it's a little tedious. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Remember, there's a little delay on my audio, so if I'm doing the bump after the first bump slightly, when I do the bumps, that's because I have a little compressor on my voice. It's going through Adobe Audition. For any of the new viewers. Surprising amount of new viewers per stream, I've noticed. I think there's generally a lot of people browsing Twitch directories and they're like, oh, he's playing a game I like, I'll check him out. And then inevitably they hear one of my jokes and then they leave. But there's an effort. And they do check out the stream for a little bit at least. Oh yeah, GPM, I've been using Audition for a while. My settings are not the same as your settings. I like your settings, they work well for your voice, but I wanted a little less compression on mine. I felt like, oof. I think I kind of have the right amount for me. As long as it limits and compresses my loudness, I'm happy. Adds a little bit of, kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little bit of bass, a little bit of evening out my. Well, actually, that's not true because I kind of kill some of the bass on my voice. I have a naturally bassy voice, and I kind of kill some of it. So yeah, I took your settings, GPM, and I tinkered with them and kind of made them fit a little bit better what I wanted to hear. I don't think they're perfect, though. I never quite got them perfect. I still feel like they could use a little bit of work. But I'm too lazy to fix it now. I kind of... There was a point where my voice effects were changing every stream, and it started getting annoying because I just wasn't getting exactly what I wanted, and then I kind of just settled for this, and I like this. When the real test for me is like when I'm editing my own videos. If I can stand to listen to myself for the amount of time that I edit, that generally means my audio effects are kind of okay. You like the sewer stream? Jesus. Cluster truck just fucking shredded my voice. I remember being a sewer rat. I remember that. That was a fun one. Some great audio settings. We had some fun, like I said, 85% of every stream is technical problems and troubleshooting, and the other 40% is streaming, and then there's bad memes and bad jokes. Oh, and 35% shilling of my music. Are you crazy? Oh my god, really? Come on. Oh, and another 35% of whatever voice I'm obsessed with at the moment. So whether it be Rick, or Matthew McConaughey, or, you know, at the moment, I don't think I need to tell you. It's kind of bad though, because I keep waiting. Like, I'll pull up to a place and I'm listening to the audiobook of The Disaster Artist, and it's so good. Like, the story is getting so juicy and interesting and funny that I'll just stay there idled for like an extra 5 to 10 minutes just to listen to this goddamn thing. This is the best and worst decision I've made in a very long time. Where's this leading? God damn it! Am I a Stephen King fan? I'm not as much of a reader as I used to be, and as much as a reader as I want to be. I would love King. Mike, my friend Mike, is a big King fan. My friend Tyler is a big Stephen King fan. And, you know, I definitely like a lot of the adaptations to film of his work. And so, and it's crazy too, because even though I've never read his books, I've watched a number of interviews, like more than I'd like to admit, of Stephen King just talking about random shit. And he's a fascinating dude. I love getting to learn about people like that. But I haven't really read anything in a while. I'm reading more like coffee table shit at the moment. Nothing substantial. The last book I read was a little bit more Lovecraft, that David Byrne book. There's a history thing I read, but that turned into like just conspiracy trash, and I like conspiracy trash, I genuinely do, but this was just getting too politically conspiracy trash, and it was getting kind of annoying, so I stopped. The Shockmaster. Is that what you want? Do you like that? I saw that, Vigibum. I did. He's talking about an interview where Stephen King and George R.R. Martin are chatting with each other and answering questions. It's fantastic. I like that one a lot. But yeah, King, I think if I became more of a reader, or if I was on a plane and I needed to read a book, I could easily see myself picking up anything from Stephen King, because he kind of is like it's right there in my interests. Fuck this night. What happened to Carl Pilkington? He was around for a while. I mean, he did Idiot Abroad, Series 1, 2, and 3. Then he did The Moaning of Life, which was like Idiot Abroad, but without Ricky and Steve involved. Series 1 and 2. The podcasts stopped happening, but he was still kind of active in his own way. However, in a recent interview, he said that he'd like to kind of take a break for a bit from TV and like from being in the spotlight. So I think he's just kind of chilling. And also, I have like this weird suspicion that Ricky, and Steve have like slightly bad blood between them at the moment, which has been denied, but it kind of almost seems a little bit like that. I don't think I could do over 400 hours of podcasts or radio with Ricky Gervais, though, because that dude is seriously has to be extremely challenging to be around on a daily basis. Fuck this dungeon so hard. Nah! I don't know if it's because of the show. I mean, I don't have any more knowledge than anyone else, but I've watched a number of interviews. I don't know. I mean, it could be because of the show. It could be because of a work thing. It could be because of a personality thing. From what I understand, Ricky's just a very grating person to be around. Like, he likes to have a go and annoy the shit out of you and pull his cock out, like when you least expect it. So, I mean, that sounds like a good friend. There was an episode where they were talking about how Carl went to Ricky's house and he rings the doorbell and Ricky answers wearing a shirt, I think, but with no pants. And he's just got his knob out. It's just, hey, take a look at this. Yeah, I don't, yeah, people are surprised, but I really, you know, it's just a knob. It's like, for some people, that's, you know, it's like a gym locker room. You know, they just, it's what it is. They just pull their knobs out. There's kids in my school. I told the story about the dude who cupped his ball, like put it between his thumb and his forefinger and applied pressure so that it looked very bulbous, and he would go around telling people in the gym that he had a tumor, and he would look down and then you would look at his balls, or I'm sorry, his ball, just his one ball, and no one really questioned it. That's the worst part. People were just like, whatever. It was like a laugh, and then, you know, you moved on. Not that I'm condoning surprise cock behavior, but it's, yeah, I guess it's just something that just becomes another thing. I can't believe I had to just say I don't condone surprise cock behavior on my stream. That's gotta be one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever said on this stream. Cock magic? Whoa! Hey! Stan, I want to show you some cock magic, Stan. So the piano, that little melody line, the dun 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 dun, right? I know what it's... There's actually some words in there. If you listen closely, you can hear the piano saying, "This dungeon sucks. This dungeon sucks." Oh no, not this again. So yeah, I need the big key. That's a problem right now, because I don't have the big key. Once I get the big key, then I can defeat the boss, and we can be done with this level. Once I get the big key, I'm just gonna die. And get him warped back to the beginning of the level. It's just so horrendously annoying to have to deal with this wind stuff. This room is the torture room of the game. You have the fuckers that you have to reflect, and wind. My two favorite things in 3D.Game Heroes. You know what? I should save the game now, just in case. Okay. Okay. What's my oldest voice impression? Wow, Mono, that's a question. Shitty Schwarzenegger is you probably one of them. Maybe Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy, you're an idiot. I tell you, Stimpy. This is the stupidest plan. It was much worse when I was a kid, and it's still pretty bad now, so you can imagine it then. But whatever, I used to do an impression of my 7th grade teacher with one of my friends, and we got it down so good, even though it didn't sound too much like the teacher, but we got it so much like each other that kids in the class couldn't tell us apart. Like, they would hear the impression and they would just assume it was both of us. Because they didn't know if it was me or him, and the impression was something like this. It was like... Ah! It was one of those. It's like... Your homework is due in 20 minutes! Ah! Vinny, what are you doing? Just... It's one of those. I've done it a few times on stream. Yeah, it's a little Kermit. It's a little Kermit-like. But yeah, it was bad. I know there's plenty of people that think I just do impressions for les meme bucks, but I genuinely am like stupid, and that impression so consumed. Like for a while, it was just that. For like 6 months, it was just that all the time. My friends and I would hang out, and it would just be, we would just talk to each other in that voice. And then classmates. It was the same thing for classmates. I keep going into this fucking cool room, this super cool room, with this super cool knight that I can't defeat quickly. Yeah, and we would just end up like, instead of talking in our real voices when we hung out, we would just do impressions of the classmate. Yeah, this room is fucking garbo. I just realized it would actually be quicker for me to warp and to avoid that room entirely. Would I ever do a prank call? Oh, you mean when I was a kid? I've done plenty of prank calls. However, I started losing my nerve, and I was unable to do prank calls without feeling really bad that I was annoying people and bothering people, so I stopped. I remember one time I was all gung-ho about doing a prank call, you know, and I would do like an Indian, like, hello, this is, you know, George, like that kind of thing. And then that turned into just like asking for people that weren't there and arguing that they were there. But at one point, this nice old lady picked up, and I just felt terrible. So I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I guess he's not home, or I guess I got the wrong number. And then I realized, yeah, I don't think I want to do prank calls anymore. So I've just, instead, I've lived out my prank call fantasies by listening to the Jerky Boys. So that was good enough for me. I am actually a pretty fucking terrible liar. I'm, you know, omitting information is one thing, but lying, that is not easy. What? Hang on a second. What was this guy saying? Neural capacity to imagine life before the innocent. Human nature to meme. We've been doing it for thousands of years. Thousands of years, he says. And they'll still be doing it long after the worms have sucked our dead bones dry. So quit with this golden age of memeing bullshit. I'm so sick. I'm sick of it! How dare you tell me not to meme? Well, that's a very impassioned cry for help. The word meme has taken on a few different meanings on the internet. I don't think you understood my intent, or if you're baiting, then you absolutely understood my intent. But I'll go ahead and clarify. Yeah, no, my voices, what I tried to explain is that I just like doing voices. And I think you're missing the point that it's pretty easy to imagine when you have a lot of YouTubers that will appeal to children, that when I do my voices, it's just for, you know, the simple fact that I want to, you know, have that appeal and reach a target audience, so to speak, right? Now, that said, I genuinely like doing voices. I've been doing them my whole life, and, you know, are they memes? Yeah. Was my 7th grade teacher mimetic? Was that voice mimetic? Yep. You bet. And I went into this room again. Fuck! No! So anyway, I hope that clarifies the golden age of memes. What the fuck? I don't know if he's defending memes or if he's like, what's, I didn't really get very much of a point, but I will say that it was a very great success because you got me arguing with you. So well done. I couldn't think of a better use of one's time than to argue with a video game streamer who just screamed for 30 minutes, for an hour and 30 minutes while playing a game about jumping from truck to truck. I mean, that's the dude you want to argue with if you gotta make a point. Where the fuck am I even going? God damn, this map, this dungeon, what time is it? I have some time. I see a room. I don't know how to get to the room. Haha. But I see it. Oh my god. Just kill me. Alright, so it's on this floor. I could just... I have to go up and around, I think, because there's oh my god. Alright, okay, I need to do a little bit of map work here. No more discussion about the history of memes. The golden age of memes! It's one of the best things I've ever heard. Okay, so I'm gonna try to find this thing. So it's, the warp is down here. That's not gonna help me, considering that room is up top. So I need to find a way to... to get... over there. Oh, it's confusing. It's so confusing. I think that this is the last temple before the final area, I would imagine. So, much like Zelda, you have the main temples, the main dungeons, and then you have the, Ganon's, you know, tower or whatever. So I think we're pretty much done after this. It should just be like one more big stream of this, and then I'm done. Which, so far, I can say that I've genuinely loved this game. But, I mean, there's also some things that have annoyed the ever-living shit out of me. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too picky, a little too judgmental about it. But, it's been... Some of these dungeons, man, have been really fucking long and drawn out. overworld stuff I liked. Some of the dungeons were really good. Some of them not so great. The weapons are cool, the items are cool, soundtrack is really good. There's a lot to like here. And I don't mean to come across as crusty about it, because I'm really genuinely enjoying this. But this level can eat a fat dick. Oh, when I say the music is amazing, I'm not necessarily talking about this dungeon's music. Dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Eat a fat dick. Eat a fat dick. Eat a fat dick. I won't go to that room again. There will be no chance of me going back into that room because I'm gonna be on the opposite end of the map. But I'm actually now, I think, where I have to be. This is correct. I've discerned through my powers of deduction. So what compelled me to just avoid this room? That's the real fucking question, because this is where I needed to be. I guess I just chose left and never went back. It's very easy to get confused in a dungeon that's this big. I just got the map now. It's very easy to get confused in a dungeon that's this massive, where all the rooms look very, very similar. It's just a simple, the same size room, you know, like Zelda 1. However, Zelda 1, the dungeons were a lot more concise, a lot smaller. Out! Right up there. The game's biggest flaw is the dragon boss. That boss was a motherfucker. That boss made me regret video games. That hasn't happened since Minecraft. Oh, he said it! Only kidding, of course. I've spent many a good building day in Minecraft when it first came out. I don't know why that was the first game that came to mind, actually. No Man's Sky. Let's use No Man's Sky instead. How's that? That's a better example. Speaking of No Man's Sky, yep, I'm gonna do this. So the player base for No Man's Sky has dropped down to sub 1,000. To put that into perspective, I think Skyrim still has about, something like, there it is, something like 20,000 concurrent players still. What happened, GPM? Oh. Mike was so sad at that. Well, Mike wanted it to be good, as we all did. Everyone wanted it to be, I mean, not everyone. Some people just wanted to see the world burn. They're like, yeah, people want this game, it's gonna suck. You know, it was like tasty for some people. But I think, generally, Wouldn't have been really great if the game was cool and it delivered on all the promise and it was this amazing fucking endless adventure. I mean, you know, taking away the cynicism and the disdain for the outrageous claims and Sean Murray's irritating accent, I feel like it would have been a nice thing to have a game do those things and do them well. But I've read some discussions on this, and I have done my research a little bit, and so they've been silent. Hello Games has been very silent. Sean Murray has not tweeted, aside from, wow, mind blown. People have met each other on the first day. You know, that was the big tweet that we got from him, and then activity has stopped almost completely. And the prevailing theory is that it would be actually more cost effective for Hello Games to just abandon this game and not update it and just take the money. So that was, there's some big theories about how if they now tried to communicate with the community would start to expect updates, and I'm not saying that's gonna happen. This is pure 100% speculation, uneducated speculation at that. However, I wanted to present it because I found it interesting. Mario versus the, what is it, a giant knight, oh god. But yeah, it could, the rumor I read, the theory rather I read, was that, yeah, it would cost them a lot more money to then update the game to a state where it's, you know, it delivers on the things that people wanted. Uh-oh, my battery's low. And of course, severing the ties with the community now means they made out like bandits, because they sold, what, like nearly 1 million. Refunds aside, No Man's Sky sold crazy well for a brand new IP. And it's very possible that, you know, that in terms of cost effectiveness, they just start a new thing and get rid of this thing. So yeah, it's kind of sad if that were, you know, if that were to be the case. It would be sad for the people that did spend the $60 and didn't get a refund, that are waiting for the updates. I kind of doubt that's the case, being an optimist more these days. Like, I want to be optimistic about this situation. So I don't think they would just, because that's like scum move. If that happens, they're never going to be able to make a game again without it turning into a fucking fiasco in terms of PR. But I mean, you even, you know, I kind of wonder, like, why is Sean Murray not tweeted at all? Like, was he given some kind of direction from, I don't know, Sony or whoever? I doubt it, but the dude hasn't said a goddamn thing. Wow, compared to the Dragon Boss, that was pretty fucking easy, huh? Wouldn't their reputation be so far in the hole that they wouldn't be able to make a new game? I think you underestimate how... I think you underestimate how people work. Do you remember the boycotts against Call of Duty? And the negative backlash against the buggy, glitchy, yearly, annual Assassin's Creed releases? Do you remember the let's boycott Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or whatever, whichever one? And then, you know, all the screenshots of the same people in that Steam group playing the game on the day it came out. If Hello Games said they were making a blowjob simulator that would give you the best blowjob or tit job, whatever, you know, whatever you prefer, and they said they had all these promises, and Sean Murray, it blows your load, it's amazing, you ain't never seen anything like this. If he did that, there would still be enough people that would buy into it. Maybe not 1 million worth, but maybe 500,000 worth. you know, they could still make money. I mean, backlash sadly doesn't mean shit when you have uneducated people, or not uneducated, but uneducated about reputation of a company. And also people that are just gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna get it anyway. This sounds great. So, and it's not like No Man's Sky was, Dark Knight, worst for you. I'm ashamed to have doubted your skill even for a moment. Final battle draws near. Okay. And again, No Man's Sky wasn't... I know it was pretty rough in terms of not delivering on its promises, but it wasn't the worst game I've ever played. I mean, there were things about it that were interesting. There were things that worked. You know, it's not like they just shipped out a fucking, like, Limbo of the Lost. It was an interesting game that completely missed a mark. So they are capable of making games. Maybe if they lowered their fucking vision, you know, instead of the heavens, they shoot for, I don't know, like a cloud. Maybe then they could make a game that people could enjoy. Maybe sell the game for like $10. You know, that's maybe slowly build up their reputation. Obviously there's people on the team that have skill and talent. It just wasn't, you know, there's a lot of things wrong that I don't need to go into. I'm not gonna go into the full story of it, because I'm sure many of you know the story, and I'm sure 1,000 people can tell you the story right now if you don't know it. So I'm gonna just say that it is very possible for these people to make a video game that doesn't suck. Will they do it? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen from this point forward, because this has been like a massive, you know, we talked about reputation not affecting sales, but still terrible PR. And it will be basically, if Sean Murray shows his face again, that's gonna be a negative for any game in the future. That they need to keep that dude out of the camera, off the camera. If they have him doing stuff, he's got to be working on the game without showing his face. That's my opinion. I'm gonna go get the flame shield, which I'm probably gonna need after this conversation. But I'm gonna go do that right now. He's not that ugly, Vinny, no. I hope that's a joke. And then I thought I just made a terrible joke, and then I see Mono in chat saying a blowjob simulator would suck. You go Flame Thunder and then Hero Shield now, okay. So now it's just a matter of me getting up there. But yeah, this will be my last order of business for the night, getting the Flame Shield, and then I will end the stream gracefully by making fun of more people's names, and then backtracking and saying that Caleb is in fact a beautiful name, one of the most beautiful words in the English language, like cellar door. And then I'll say other cool things like Donnie Darko is the most overrated piece of shit movie. I'll just like spew like venom. I'll just say venom. Listen, I don't know if you know this, but drama sells. All right. If you want those like clicks on YouTube, you got to start some drama. Except I'm no good at picking on other people, so I'll just pick on like movies and stuff. How's that sound? I don't even believe that. I kind of like Donnie Darko. God damn it. I'm a terrible liar. It's nowhere near as amazing as I thought it was when I was, I don't know, 17 or 16, but you know, it's in fact a kind of a cool movie that if it didn't get all the attention it got, would have remained just a fun little cult movie with an amazing soundtrack. S. Darko? No, I've not seen S. Darko. I heard that was a fucking piece of shit. A sequel to Donnie Darko. Did you ever see Southland Tales? The director's next movie with The Rock? I've talked about this movie a few times. This movie is a specimen. Let me tell you. If you haven't seen Southland Tales, it is a fucking weird movie. I don't know if I like it or hate it, but I can't look away. Every time I watch that movie, which has only been 3 times, granted, but every of the 3 times, I've enjoyed the fuck out of just the train wreck that is Southland Tales. Like The Rock, nonchalantly delivering a line like, "I'm a pimp, and pimps don't commit suicide." Oh, we got someone, we got a competitor, a challenger enters the ring. Vinesauce, The Room is a bad movie, not funny bad, just straight up bad. Well, you're gonna have to tell that to the thousands of people, the tens of thousands of people that pay to go see The Room in a theater every year. So they can laugh, they can cry, they can express themselves, but never hurt each other. I would say that you're outnumbered on that one, bub. Of course you're entitled to that opinion. I happen to disagree. I think it is a hilariously bad movie. Hilarious bad movie. It's one of the funniest bad movies I've ever seen, and I love me some shitty movies. If you want to see a bad movie that's just impossibly painful to watch, I can give you a few. Zardoz, for example, was a movie that my friends and I thought would be a fun bad movie. It had some good elements, but it was just like kind of boring. There's plenty of other movies that are not good bad, but just bad, and they're nowhere near as entertaining and as energetic as The Room. Trying to think. There were plenty of others. I actually can't think of them now. I'm sorry. Just plain bad, unfunny, really like try-hard movies that turned into just unwatchable messes. I hate this. Have I told you guys how much I hate this mountain? Red Letter Media has plenty of those on the best of the worst. You could probably, on the wheel of the worst, well, not even that. But yeah, if you want to talk about like good bad movies and bad movies, just watch Best of the Worst. The Neil Breen movies? I think the Neil Breen movies are actually kind of amazing because there's a really earnest attempt at him trying to make a movie, and it's just this ego fest of like biblical proportions. Let me learn how to speak. And they're amazingly bad, and they're funny, at times very boring, but also incredibly fascinating to watch and very funny. There are times when the Neil Breen movies are funnier than any bad movie I've ever seen. Movie 43, there you go. Jack and Jill, yeah, obviously that movie is, yeah. But, I mean, you want to talk about, like, good bad movies and bad movies from, like, the 80s or, like, 90s, back before it became fashionable to make a shitty movie for fun. Wait a minute. Does anyone know where this fucking shield is? I thought it was there. Some people are saying you already picked up what I needed in the mountain and that I'm wasting my time. It's never a waste of time. Okay, so where do I go then? North of this ferry? Go to the inn. Oh man. Hang on a sec. Is never a waste of time. It's in Gym Shack. That wasn't my fault. That was someone in chat was like, check out this video. It tells you how to get the shield, bro. But at this point, I feel kind of like so dead on the inside after a long, intense squawk that I don't necessarily know how to react to a rickroll anymore. Oh, this motherfucker. Oh. So it turns out that rock that he gave me, or the rock gave me a thing that I gave to this dude. So then how do I get the thunder shield? Sorry for wasting everyone's time there, but we had a good chat while I was climbing that mountain at least. But yeah, what next? Talk to Dr. Dick? Where's Dr. Dick? Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Oh, and Ray Jack. Okay, I can get the Thunder Shield real quick. This won't take that long. Yeah, I'm Dr. Dick. That's my nickname. What the fuck? Why does someone else have that nickname? Super Monkey Ball John. Hello, you're part of the Super Monkey Ball community. I'd be interested in playing custom levels, maybe. Yes. Yes. Why don't you, if you want to send me an email, maybe. Maybe like, or get in touch with me somehow, however you're most comfortable. Otherwise, I will forget very quickly. But I'd be happy to play some Super Monkey Ball custom levels and see what the Monkey Ball community's been up to since Sega hasn't been giving us any Monkey Ball lately. Discord, dude, I will absolutely forget, and I'm not really on Discord a whole lot. Maybe tweet me? Send me a quick tweet. Oh, this is Dr. Dick. 1,000. Oh my god, 1,000? What are you doing? Upgrade my goddamn shield. Spend a night at the inn and then talk to Dick again. I talk to Dicks all the time. What are you talking about? It's amazing how I mentioned Discord and immediately people are arguing for or against Discord and or Skype. I've never understood company loyalty to the point where you get like militantly upset and angry and defend said company. Like you're pretty much doing their work for them and you're paying them to do so. Well, not in the case of Discord and Skype, but I don't know. It's called rubber. I'll apply this to your shield. Like it's a tool. Really, Vinny, weren't you a Nintendo kid though? Well, I did my arguing when I was 15. I think I got it out of my system. But these days, I think you'll kind of get a different picture of what kind of person I am. Nintendo has disappointed me so very many times, and hence I've learned my lessons. And how old do you think your viewers are? I actually don't know how old my viewers are. Sometimes they're young, sometimes they're old. There's a lot of people here who are young, I suppose so. Everything sucks. Just to say that everything sucks. Actually, where do I get this last upgrade? You're right, everything sucks. Yeah, it's, I don't think you have to necessarily be exclusively young to argue for a company in a very, very impassioned way. It's in Dark Valley, but you need to purchase a key of every color. Never mind. Okay, this is a good spot to end, and also conversation is getting... I guess tonight I was particularly incendiary. The venom was being spit. We need light conversation next time. We need to keep it light. It's gotta be like that Radiohead song. The Numbers, where he's talking about keeping it light. Don't get too heavy. Keep it nice and light. So, Super Monkey Ball John, if you want to send me a link, maybe just send it to me on Twitter. And you can, it's at Vinny Vinesauce. I would love to play those Monkey Ball levels. You know, email is probably also good, but I will definitely forget in the next day or two. So maybe just come back and chat and remind me. That could happen. I mean, yeah, there's probably a few ways to get in touch, but I think email is definitely the best, actually. Just vinesaucevidya@gmail.com. You'll see on vinesauce.com there's a contact page, and you'll probably find what you need there. So anyway, yeah, well, a monkey ball stream will happen, and we will make it happen. Maybe when I go to do my monkey ball stream, I'll remember the custom levels, and then I'll go seek you out that way. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.